What is going on, guys? This is Mac for B for YB. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at my new gaming laptop. So this right here is the HP Pavilion 15. Sorry about that. The one that I got was the black and green model. So it's gamer-esque. It's whatever. I mean, I haven't seen a black and green setup in a while, so that's pretty cool. So what is the biggest con of having and owning a $650 gaming laptop? So for one, or the biggest thing is, right out of the box, this is not the greatest laptop. I'm just going to put it out there. You're kind of getting what you pay for. So the build quality is not the best. It's pretty flimsy, all plastic, and the top deck it's got this metal material, like brushed looking metal, but just everything about this laptop just shows fingerprints, and if that doesn't bother you, then forget what I'm saying. But to me personally, it really annoys me just seeing all these fingerprints. And the weakest point is the hinge. The hinge is not great at all. It is kind of flimsy. I'm kind of worried about the longevity of this laptop, but for $650, this is what you get. Second big con. This laptop has a lot of bloatware. It comes on McAfee antivirus, has a lot of stupid Wild Tangent games and stuff like that. Candy Crush. It's just, there's a lot of bloatware here. You're going to have to uninstall a bunch of crap. Power profiles. There's only one. HP decides for you that they have the best power profile and you should only use that, which I think is really stupid. So first thing I would do is uninstall the bloatware. Second, create your own power plan or because it just doesn't perform as well. Especially if you're a gamer and you want to leave this plugged in the whole time and you want to play games at a maximum performance, the HP profile is just, I don't know, it's really weird. Third thing I would do after creating the power plan, I would shut down the laptop and boot into BIOS and make sure that you turn on the function keys. So that way you have to use the function button to use the function keys, because for whatever reason the F1 key is a get help in Windows 10 button. Do we really need a shortcut for that? Really? The only help I need is from HP to not do that ever again. Ever. The thermals are not great. So I had to undervolt the CPU and replace the thermal paste just for me to get comfortable temps. But if you're using this just as a machine that's like for me, I'm just using this for like video editing, photo editing, maybe occasionally turn on the laptop for some games or some light gaming. It should be fine as long as you do the things that I was saying. Undervolting the CPU and replacing the thermal paste made a drastic difference. And maybe if you get a laptop cooler, because it does have vents here in the bottom for air intake, which is really weird because, you know, it's got 2 exhaust vents and 2 heat pipes. You'd think that the cooling would be sufficient, but that Intel 8300H gets really hot. In fact, it was the one that was getting really hot. The 1050 Ti was actually within good limits, so take that for what it is. Thanks, Intel. But despite all those things, why is this a good gaming laptop? Or why is this just a good laptop in general? Well, for one, it's got an i5 8300H, despite me bashing it for getting really hot. Second thing is, there's a lot of upgradability here. Lots of space for you to do some upgrades and make some good changes to this laptop. Number 3, you get a GTX 1050 Ti for this price point. I don't think you can find anything as cheap. For $650, there are a lot of crappy laptops out there, and this one stands out just for the specs alone. The third great thing about this are the port selections. You get 2 USB 3s here. You get an SD card slot, which is huge, especially if you're a creator, if you like using this for editing and all that jazz. I replaced my old laptop, which is a MacBook Pro, for this because it had an SD card slot, honestly, and 1050 Ti and all that jazz. It's got a USB-C power adapter and HDMI out, another USB 3, and It has an Ethernet port. Ethernet, despite this thing being pretty thin, HP managed to squeeze in an Ethernet port there, which is really cool. It's got a combo headphone jack. How does this thing perform though in games? So far, I've tested it with a couple of games that I had installed. If you guys already know or you're familiar with the GTX 1050 Ti, how well that performs, you already have an idea of how well this machine can perform. It's not going to be the best out there, and it's not going to run everything high in 1080p. You're definitely going to have to dumb down settings, especially for more high demanding games. But for the most part, it's playable. It's pretty decent. I've played some games here, had a lot of fun, especially with Doom. I'm surprised how well that game runs, especially if you run Doom in Vulkan. It does so much better. Another thing I want to point out, this thing gets really loud because it's pushing a lot of hot air out there. One thing I want to try though and experiment with is installing software to control the fans. Maybe I can get it to ramp up in full speed while I'm playing games. That way it can cool it down adequately. So with that being said, do I still think that this is the best laptop you can get for $650? Absolutely. And I think that this is not just a great laptop for gaming. I think that it's just a great laptop in general. The keyboard's awesome. Trackpad is kind of subpar, but if you replace the drivers with Windows Precision drivers, you got a good, pretty decent trackpad. The build quality is just not the best. You just have to set your expectations because you're paying for a $650 laptop. There are phones out there that cost more money than this thing, which is kind of crazy. I highly recommend this, especially if you're a guy that likes to tinker around. So there's a lot of stuff you have to work on. Out of the box, it's not a great experience. But if you change the thermal paste and you undervolt the CPU, upgrade the RAM, install an SSD, if you do all these things, it's going to be a good experience. And I did that for me. And for me, it turned out to be a pretty great experience. I'm pretty happy with where I'm at right now with this laptop. And I use it every day for my media editing. And it's a great laptop for the value. So if you guys want to see more videos like this, or if you guys enjoy this video, please make sure you subscribe. I appreciate to all the people who have subscribed to my channel. I'm happy somebody's actually subbed to this channel. If you found this video useful, make sure you share it with your friends. Like the video or dislike it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I don't know what I'm doing. Bye.